Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. My name is MetroJohnny and we're here with the final episode on our Madden 17 franchise. Today we try to do something I've never done before, ever, and quite frankly it's never been done. Taking a team 18-0 to the Super Bowl and winning it to go 19-0 with a Lombardi Trophy. Well, the Seattle Seahawks are by far the best team I've ever built on this channel, and honestly since I've been playing Madden, led by Thomas Robbins. We've got Derrick Henry, we've got Justin Jefferson. I mean, this is an amazing team. The Houston Texans have Joe Burrow and a few other good players like Stephon Diggs, so this should be a good Super Bowl. But this right here is the chance to do something that's never been done before. This is going to be my last episode of the series and my last episode, probably, or last video until about 10 days. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, 10 days. We come back with the launch of our NCAA 26 Dynasty Series, where it's either going to be Missouri State or the Florida Gators Dynasty. I don't know. It's up to you guys. Right now, the polls are tied. I think Florida has just a slight lead. So if you want to have an impact on who we play as for that series, you got to go to my channel, go to post, and vote. But let's focus now here on, I think I can say, the best team we've ever seen on the channel, the Seattle Seahawks. It all comes down to this game. Will they be remembered as the greatest team ever, or just the greatest failure? Let's find out.
Is finally set, and here we go. Super Bowl 57 is underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And led out by their veteran quarterback. He's been around a while. They don't celebrate birthdays for him. They just cut him up, see how many rings he's got around. Throwing here to start the drive. And his first pass is incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. And a look at the offense that is hoping to put some points up in bunches here in this one. And on the ground they go with a running back. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on third and a tough 9. And that linebacker group today could be very key.
As we were preparing for this game, you pointed out to me as we were watching film that the linebackers look like an elite unit. I agree with you totally. They move around, fly to the football, and take it away from offenses.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy play.
Football 1st and 10. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And leading him out, their veteran quarterback. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Ertz over the middle. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That throw good for 4. It's second down. And how about this wide receiving core, Charles?
Well, I was at the hotel watching a little film, and you popped your head in and said these receivers are pretty good from what I can tell. You're exactly right. Can't wait to see them do their thing.
Here we go. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
What a catch and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves
From the game.
on the ground. This is Derrick Henry. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
And he's got the hook up here. Complete. The reception good for 7.
To play and find open receivers downfield, those guys never get old.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Buying time to his left. He can run for it, and he will. They give him 14 yards that time.
Takes off and picks up the first down, not by a little, but by plenty.
They'll look to throw here. His throw caught right around the 6. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first. Got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a completion there. But I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Their dangerous wide receiver from 6 yards away. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver, they go play action here on first down. His throw incomplete. And on 2nd and 10 now. They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
And they'll add a DB in the secondary here on 3rd and 14. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right?
They come out here in the eye. Trying to punch it in with Henry. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Derrick Henry taking it in. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. They'll come out throwing here on first down. This one caught by Crowder. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And they'll go on the ground. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
So 1 quarter down here in the Super Bowl. 14-0 is our score. We'll return after this message. You're watching the NFL, and it's right here on EA Sports. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. They'll come up on a 3rd and 4 here to start things out. They'll look to throw. surveying the field. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses.
Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interception. On 2nd down, here's Henry. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Like that down, right?
Well, that's for sure. And you know what else? I didn't want to challenge him at dinner.
They've got his man complete. A big gain of 31 on 3rd.
That's on the play.
A 1st down carry for Henry. And he'll take this one down to the 36.
On someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And brought down, but not before.
50. Can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the second.
Tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like how damage can he do to us downfield, and who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense. You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guys at the cornerback position.
They come out here in the eye. The pitch to Henry. Shreds the tackle. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Holding offense.
And that right there will set him back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? The guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down or if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
But you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back on Super Bowl Sunday after this. A reminder, coming up at the intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Larry Ridley and the crew in Orlando with our EA Sports halftime report. An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
And Bullock will put this one through, and the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. James has got it, complete. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Now they'll throw here, out of the gun. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. They'll look to throw here on first down. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
A nickel look by Seattle on 3rd down.
Yep, 5 defensive backs now. Again, he'll drop to throw. The catch made by Miller. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over. We'll see what they come up with here on this next play.
Here we go.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's got time. He's going to look deep down the field. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
You can feel the anguish all the way up here. It certainly looked like he had that one in the end zone, open, unable to hold on to it.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10.
One of the best routes, one of the favorite routes of any play caller. He just ran that nice little angle route. That's supposed to be a catch, and usually it is in running back drop.
Yeah, I mean, he's a... And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. Their offense has sputtered here a little bit in the first half. After the made field goal, Zerline back out there now to send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. And the offense still has a couple plays to go to pick up the first on 2nd down and 3.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. So we've arrived at halftime here in Super Bowl 57 as we send you over to our headquarters in Orlando where we check in with Larry Ridley for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Seahawks right now are doing a good job protecting their house. The Texans, on the other hand, want to quiet this crowd and turn things around. All right, let's get it going. Here's the first half highlights. Seahawks on 2nd and 7. The pass out of the gun will be completed, and it leads to a touchdown. They strike first in the half. Seahawks take it at the 1. Henry's going to take it up the middle, and he'll go in for the score. The lead now at 14. Now, early in the second quarter, quick pass and completion is made here, and the pass and catch will end up going for 31 yards. However, they only come away with a field goal on the drive. Texans take over late in the second. The pass will be completed into coverage, and he'll be tackled at the 41-yard line. Unfortunately, they would have to settle for just a field goal. That'll do it for our final halftime.
Line here, press coverage, look defensively. They come out here in the eye. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 14 there, and it's good enough for a Seattle first.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
They'll run it again with Henry. Stays on his feet, and he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
I know it's a phrase that sounds really cool, strip sack, but all we're talking about is getting to the guy, getting to the passer, making the tackle, making the play, but do a little bit extra, right? Stripping the ball out, working the arm free. That's become a big emphasis for all defenders.
Yeah, and as a defender with the emphasis, this is something that's practiced.
Practiced all the time. Taking the ball away, creating turnover.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Here we go.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And James has it. It's a gain of 19 down to the 19, and it's a first down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. On first down, he'll drop to throw. James has got it, complete. A good pickup of 6 there on first down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about a different style of running in order to get this guy going.
They're going to look to throw. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 4th down. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the right hash here, should be an easy one.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some body.
To throw now on 1st down. Crowder's got it over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Back to throw here. Finding time. Great protection. Wide open receiver complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He had told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it. Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
He's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete.
Here we go.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. And they've got an extra defensive back out there now on 3rd and 13. Back to throw again. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And Zuerlein's kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. All right, so you needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal then maybe not exactly what they wanted, but it's a necessary first step.
Still plenty of time remaining, but you could really use a stop defensively after the kickoff, preferably a 3 and out.
After the made field goal, Zuerlein back out there now to send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
They begin with Henry. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at him turn.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
3rd down now following the run. Out of of the gun. They'll look to throw. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
So they come out here in the eye. And the busy night for Henry continues. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Tackle made by Demarius Randall. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up to the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Derrick Henry. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on third and just a yard. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now 4th down.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases. Oh, ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. And the stats on the screen tell the story. A great start. This defense, they made some good adjustments, so he's fallen off since.
Have to like what they did at the half, but you also have to like the fact that they hung in there. Despite the fact they had a tough first half, he was locked in, right? Rocking and rolling. They came out, made their adjustments, got their confidence back. Now they're causing him all sorts of trouble.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Oh, there's no doubt that this is a huge defensive series right here. They've got to hold them to a field goal attempt or less. Otherwise, this game just might be out of reach. Let's see if they can hunker down and get it done.
Henry, the lone man in the backfield. And they'll give it to him here. And they'll get him down right around the 16. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. Time for a break. We're back to perhaps crown a champion after this. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And Bullock will put this one through, and that will bump the lead up to 11. So his second field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the fourth quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
After the field goal now, it's Bullock to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. Oh, he bowls over him. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And last time, one-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give him a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's brought down, but not before getting across midfield to the 45. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. They'll look to throw now on first down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll bring up a second down. They'll look to throw again. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. And quickly, they get to the line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This will be caught at about the 3. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Jesse James, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Texans have cut it to within a score.
And there's the touchdown that they needed, so they'll celebrate. But the guys on the sidelines, they've got to stay focused. The onside kick team, they need them to get the ball back.
Yeah, part one of the equation done. Now they need to convert and get that onside kick.
Hey. Gotta go.
They'll look to throw. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. Tried to roll out, make a play outside of the pocket, but couldn't get it done.
When you don't have a lot of space for your receivers to operate, and down there it's really condensed when you're snapping the ball from the 2-yard line, rolling out, you extend a play, but you don't necessarily open up better avenues for people. And on that play, there's just nowhere to go with the ball, and they end up getting sacked.
And this is going to be taken in by the Seahawks. And it would appear they're on their way to victory now. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Five yards left for the offense. It's second down. Again, it's Henry. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. And now the Texans want to call another timeout. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here. And we'll be back. Let's see what they go to here on 3rd down and 6. They'll run it now out of the gun. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It's away, and it's a high kick here, but not high enough to hit the scoreboard here in Dallas. He juked him. Just a 25-yard punt. Not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the Texans take possession. And now out comes Houston. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense?
You can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring, and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out.
Come on, let's go.
They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. What a Super Bowl this has been, and the biggest play comes now. It's fourth down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. They had to go for it with such little time remaining.
Why? Did you have a certain play call? Were you confident in your defense? Oh, yeah. Why? It's going to keep coming up.
Yeah, no matter the scoreboard, just tough to justify. And the Seahawks are the class of the NFL. Seattle wins the Super Bowl. And their remarkable season ends in the most remarkable of ways. They get to put next to their name, Super Bowl champion.
And they can't ever take that away, can they?
Nope.
That lasts forever. So good to see the emotion when it's all said and done. You see the hugs, you see the guys sharing, the collective happiness. Makes me want to carry you around a little bit on my shoulders to celebrate the triumph. And congratulations to them, a fantastic season.
And they end this year just how everybody wants to end the year, holding the Lombardi Trophy. What a season for them. What a ride it's been for us as well here in the booth. For Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gunn. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next season right here on EA Sports.